Well, certainly it is going to be uncomfortably hot today. It's going to feel around 100 degrees. I hate talking about this, Matt, so I'm going to send things right over to you.
I know. Oh, that's not fair. But when it's tomorrow, it's like, barely 80 degrees. You'll be like, I'll talk about
I'll talk all about it.
Right. That's how it usually works. Do expect heat and humidity. It's warm and muggy out there this morning. You can just tell it's a hot day, but it is Central Ohio. It is late July. I mean, we're not breaking records. It's just really hot. So keep that in mind if you're going to be out and about. Looking good, though, this morning. Here's 10 TV tower cam. You can see the sun coming up behind the beautiful skyline there. Looking pretty nice this morning. Here's a look at the heat advisory, basically south of 70. Central and southern Ohio. It's south of the city. But again, when it comes to heat products, sometimes this gets a little obnoxious, if you will, when it comes to where the placement of the heat advisory is. Just because you're in Columbus and not Cincinnati, for example, doesn't mean we're going to be so much cooler. It just means the threshold per the National Weather Service is sustained heat index around 105. It'll probably be 100 to 103 here. I mean, what's a couple degrees, right? So basically, Columbus, Indy, point southward, that's where the hottest air is, but the entire state is going to be dealing with heat today. It's 73 at the airport right now. Most of us this morning looking across Central Ohio in the upper 60s, low 70s. There's already mid 70s, though, west of Columbus. So it is going to be hot today. But again, it is late July. This happens. It will happen again, and we are used to this, right? But this is what makes it hard to deal with. Here we go. Today and tomorrow, the heat index will be high because of these dew points. But a cold front comes through late tomorrow, gets reinforced on Monday, and that will help drop it, which will make it feel much nicer out there. But heat index values this afternoon going to be in the triple-digit category, certainly for most of the region. That's especially true Columbus and points southward. Here's a look at radar. So no issues this morning if you're going out to church or breakfast. Looks fine. No problems. Up to the north and east, up by Cleveland, some rain showers up that way, pushing over towards Pennsylvania. Another big complex of storms for lower Michigan. Parts of Chicagoland seeing a lot of that as well. I know this looks similar to what we saw yesterday, so you think, okay, well, around lunchtime, should we expect a bunch of storms? Not this time. When these try to push to the south and east, they're actually going to run into all that hot air and kind of break apart. Usually you think of hot air as a lot of energy for storms. This particular setup, it will actually collapse them. You need cold air to condense some of that moisture, right? So we're not concerned with this batch, but behind it is a boundary that will come through in the evening. That will give us a chance for storms, which will eventually break this heat. But no issues out there this morning. This evening, we are watching the chance for some stronger storms. This is a slight risk. Up by Cleveland is an enhanced risk. That's number 2 and number 3 on a scale out of 5. Number 2 is very common here. We get it several times a year. It's basically kind of like yesterday, where we get some strong storms, a handful of steel with some down trees and power lines. Majority of the area is okay. I think that would be the setup for this evening. Better chances for more widespread issues. You get up to Cleveland and points eastward there in that orange color. Here's a look at hour by hour with our models here. We'll time this out for you. So here we go by 11 o'clock, still no issues. This rain probably isn't going to even happen either. It's kind of the computer's way of saying, hey, it's so muggy out there. Some of the showers may sustain themselves, but doubt that's the case. Here we are in the afternoon, still dry, but up by Fort Wayne, Indiana, starting to see some of the storms materialize. Here we go by 9 o'clock this evening. There's some of the thunderstorms between Fort Wayne and Columbus. Some of these could be on the strong side with the potential for some brief gusty winds. That's the cold front. Once it pushes south, we start to get that relief in here by next week. We may see a little bit of gusty winds. That's basically our primary concern for later this evening, but not expecting a huge severe weather outbreak or anything like that. Out to the west, best chances for heavy rain. Notice that purple and red behind me there, the key there. 1, 2, up to 3 inches of rain. Basically under the heaviest storms would see that. 95 today. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. Heat index values, again, are going to be about 100 or better for a good chunk of the area. But that cold front that brings us the rain does us wonders, right? That 20% is daytime. We would have a good shot at rain after about 8, 9 o'clock this evening. 10-day forecast shows you seasonable temperatures. How about that as we push towards the rest of the weekend into the upcoming weekend?